Yesterday was strange. Talking with a few individuals about underwater happenings, and my oh my, are you guys really ready to be brought up to speed on so many different things that are changing in the world? I believe that goes hand in hand with sin. In the Bible, it says so, right? It goes hand in hand with sin in the Bible. As man's iniquity increases upon the earth, well, so will the activity. But man's activity is ushering in some hidden components. I'll tell you guys this, for the sake of not sounding so fruity right now, I'm limited in what I say concerning a specific topic because I would just sound outlandishly ludicrous. However, all those individuals out there who have had these personal experiences and all those who have taken the time to wrestle with this subject, one day they're going to be experts talking to everybody about the subject, the people that no one listens to right now, the wacky ones. They're not going to be so wacky. I said something a few days ago. Does anybody remember what I said a few days ago about Monday through Thursday? Anybody remember what I said here at COT? I only said it here. I didn't say it anywhere else. Anybody remember? Anybody? I said I'd be watching for something. Does anybody know? It's in the archives. We can use that as an example. Because if you don't remember, right, if you can't recall that, it's okay. It happens like that. I said something, right? A lot of people can't remember what I said. Flash does, but how many other people remember in truth? Right? People are saying sinkholes and other things. It was actually about debris. Inbounds. That's what it was about. Inbounds. Unscheduled things they weren't talking about. See, here's how they do. I was trying to give you guys a hint of how they operate. Now, when I said this, nobody was talking about any close approaches to the earth, right? Nobody was. Not one soul was talking about close approaches to the earth. All of a sudden this week, there are close approaches to the earth on the days mentioned, and that was last week. So how can somebody know this last week? Hint, hint. But here we are this week, right? Right after the big watch day. And, there they are. Now, everybody is talking about the subject. Meanwhile, the world, something is almost fighting to get your attention. Have you noticed? Look at the media. How many times, let me ask you guys something. How many times has the media dovetailed a Christian conversation lately? It's almost like they have to play catch up. Like somebody's forcing their hand. Like they have to talk about certain subjects. Because these subjects are being brought up in these Christian, circles like this. And then the news will come out with their story. So they're not left behind, probably pressed to get something out there, right? For example, last week we talked about close approaches, right? Last week we did. And of course I told you guys I'd be watching for that. But this week they come out with all these close approaches that are all the wrong ones. I wanted to give you guys a small example of this to show you how things work so that you're not taken by surprise. Do you guys know we had a perturber? We had an object that actually came into the atmosphere and hit the land. Do you know that? I believe it destroyed about 2.5 acres, 2 or 3 acres, somewhere around there. There were reports from it, but where it hit was isolated. Thank God. It was like this isolated place, burnt up everything. They never printed anything about it. Never. I believe they've stifled that story, period. What they did do was flood the media with all this other stuff, right? They flooded the media. OK5, all those classifications they put out there. OK5 is the name of an asteroid about the size of a building that whizzed by us, and some were the size of buses. right? They described a whole bunch of them. Why? Because of that one inbound that actually hit land, that somebody was going to eventually smell out. They flooded the news with all these close approaches. Didn't you guys notice? They'll do this every time. There's a volcano I'm looking for to actually erupt violently, real soon, very soon. Soon meaning days, right? I can almost guarantee you when this begins to take place, the USGS and other parties are going to be flooded with all these little tiny cover stories. Because if you were ever to put these things together and see the frequency, the rate when these things take place, that would cause you to gasp. It really would. And if you knew some of what we're about to face as a society, it will cause you to gasp, because all of them are indications of how fast these times are moving, how swift they are, and the nature of their arrival.